Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Thoughts on Education initiative by collegena.com. Today we have with us Professor Vinay Kumar Chandna, Principal of Jaipur Engineering College and Research Center, Rajasthan. Very warm welcome, sir, from collegena.com. Before we start, I would like to introduce Professor Vinay Kumar Chandna. So he completed his bachelor's in electronics from Nagpur University. Then he did his master's from Shivaji University, followed by a PhD from Delhi University. He also has a level 5 leadership and management degree from CMI London. Uh, he is an experienced veteran in education sector. He was an assistant professor in Jamia Millia Islamia. He has been the head of JSS Academy of Technical Education Noida, and after that he joined JECRC in 2015 as the principal. So I would like to start with you about your journey and experience in education sector. So if you can brief me about that.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I started my journey in 1997. When I was doing my MTech and I was in third semester of my MTech, then my professor once asked me what actually your plans are. I clearly told him that, sir, I have only two choices in front of me, which I am thinking. One is teaching by choice. I want to join teaching.
Yes.
And to your surprise, what he told me that he in 1997 in fifth pay commission, salary was around 6,000 rupees in hand. And he told me, like, if you wish to go for teaching, you would be able to make your house after retirement he was doing during those days and taking loan from pension. I said, no, sir, actually, it is my interest. And I am doing my MTech at present and would like to pursue PhD in future also.
Okay.
As you are my guide, you are my mentor, I am looking at you and watching you as a researcher, a good researcher who is working for the students from morning till evening and still enjoying your life as a professor, as a researcher, as a technocrat, as an expert. And this is the reason I wish to go ahead in the direction of teaching and research.
Okay. Being the principal of JERC College, what is your philosophy of leadership and how would you describe your leadership style?
A very interesting question. A similar question you can ask to a student who is in school, to a student who is in college, to a professor, to a leader. According to me, everyone must be able to accept the challenges and work in a particular direction, provide platform to young fellows, colleagues, friends, take them together and work for the betterment for the society, for the colleagues, for the achievement of a particular challenge, which whatever maybe you have taken in your hand, must be always a positive thinker. This is what my philosophy is.
Okay.
He must go ahead, must go ahead, look forward always. He must be a role model for everyone. He must set some examples by doing by himself and motivate others also. This is what my philosophy is.
Okay.
It's not one man army type of thing, like only you are doing something and you are not giving anybody a platform or opportunity to proceed further. It's a teamwork actually.
Yes, sir.
And every member of a team is very much important because everyone is a leader. Everyone who is working with you in your team has one or the other capability. and bringing out those capabilities, because all the fingers are not same. So you have to find out the different possibilities of a different member of your team members, wherein you would be able to identify that yes, he is capable of doing what, and then providing him the best platform in front of him, so that his outcome in a particular direction must be fruitful for everybody. This is my philosophy.
Okay, sir. My next question would be: the education system in India and the foreign countries are structured very differently. So, in your experience, what can be an inbound student gain from studying in your college under your leadership?
Question is very much clear. The question is related to the global competence of the students.
Yes.
Now, if you say so that the electrical engineer from India and electrical engineer from abroad have something in common, that something in common is what the knowledge they have. The knowledge they have earned in India and the knowledge they have earned abroad from any other university. Only difference is the syllabus. Syllabus in India is not uniform actually. It varies from state to state. It varies from university to university. Same is the case with foreign universities also, because in most of the countries there is no affiliated system. Every individual institution is accredited by a particular body and act as an autonomous institution. So, when we are providing additional knowledge to the students apart from the syllabus provided by the university, and providing the platform to the students to compete at the global level, maybe in terms of product development or in terms of research, or inviting professors from other universities and doing some collaborative research, collaborative projects in association with professors and students of different universities, wherein students from other institutions are visiting JECRC and students from JECRC are visiting their university. We found that there are a lot of things which are common in both the institutions in India and institutions abroad. Only thing is approach, and we develop with the help of faculty members and other mentors in the institute. We develop approach in the students that yes, you are equally capable of competing at global level. And for that, we provide ample opportunities, be it social, be it technical, be it related to your education or technology, learning new technology, competing with the students outside JECRC or at a global level. Equal opportunities are given to each and every student.
Okay. So you partly answered my next question, which was about the curriculum of the JECRC. So I would jump on to the next question. So any insights on how your college could be more welcoming to students of different areas or different areas, different economic backgrounds. So whether there are scholarships or
Jaipur Engineering College and Research Center is affiliated to Rajasthan Technical University, wherein admissions are taking place through reprocess. And 85% students are from Rajasthan, and as per the government policy, 15% students are from other states. Now, as far as economical background is concerned, we know that financial conditions are not equal for everyone. They must get some of the other opportunities at the institute. I would like to discuss two things, which I generally discuss with the students also. From first year to final year, we organize many activities, technical, non-technical activities in the institute, and the winners of those activities are generally provided with some cash incentives and some scholarships in the institute. So I motivate students ki instead of begging, you earn. Number one thing, that you participate in activities, different activities, you try to find out your area of interest and propose that, sir, this is my area of interest. I would like to propose an activity wherein students will be participating and getting some incentives from the institute. Number one. Number two, we generally provide opportunity to the parents that, okay, if you would like to deposit your fees in advance, say, we would say at present you are in first year and you would like to deposit the fees of say second year or third year, we will give you a flat discount or flat scholarship of 25% to 40%.
Okay.
This is this. Such kind of initiative is given to the students that if they wish to go ahead with this particular proposal of getting the scholarship by submitting the advance fees, 25% to 40% is a huge amount.
Definitely, sir. Yes.
Because other things like salary, we cannot compensate on the salaries of faculty members, technicians, staff, and drivers. You have to maintain the campus also. Campus is lush green, around 11 acres of campus. You have to maintain the campus also. Though we are providing the scholarship to the students in many directions, but we are not doing any cost cutting at any point in the institution.
Okay, sir. It's very good to know that you are, doing a lot of things to people, to incentivize them to, get into education sector. Now, my next question would be: when you first came to this college, JERC college, what was your vision of the college, and how has it evolved over time, and how far along in implementing that vision are you?
I joined this college in 2015.
Yes.
And the college was started in 2000. Now it's 21-year-old institution. Whenever a person joins a particular institution, he has some dreams that he has some vision in a particular direction. My first interaction with the faculty members, with the chairman, with the management of the institute was to know that what actually is happening in the last 15 years. This was very much important for me to know that whether in what way the institute is visible at national level, in what way the institute is visible at the international level, in what way faculty members and the students are taking participation at different levels, and in what way they are visible. This was my priority, because it is very much important that when you are in a particular institution, you have to see beyond that students of your state, students of your country, students at global level, faculty members, technology is open. In that case, we have to provide platform to the students. And that was my first point, that we have to do something so that visibility of the students and the faculty members must be at the global level.
Okay.
Number one. Number two, institute is providing many facilities to underprivileged students by doing many social activities in the evening. They were doing also, but how to increase those activities? I would like to take some examples. PCRC are teaching underprivileged students in the evening after the college hours. So in the morning they are students, in the evening they are teachers. Every institute, they organize blood donation camps for the society. But the students of the JECRC campus are registered as single point donors. Like each and every hospital in the Jaipur knows that during the pandemic situation, when some patients related to dengue are increasing and the hospitals need platelets and they require blood donation, our students go to the hospitals and donate platelets. This is a live donation. wherein students are directly connected to the society and they are talking to the parents of the student. Then next point is girl students from the college are going to the nearby areas and teaching dropout mothers of the students. That is very much necessary. That mothers who are not able to go to the school or due to one or the other problem, they left school during their early age. It is very much necessary to educate them, because when mother is educated, the whole family would be educated.
Yes.
Students are also involved in other social activities and taking social events during Nukkad Nataks, and they play these Nukkad Nataks at various places in the Jaipur. Because for overall development, other than technical knowledge, student must be connected socially with the mass. Then only he would be able to learn. And that is very much necessary. That thing makes him a good human being. So, JCRC motto is to make students good human being, because every student who is coming out from an engineering college, he is an engineer. And it is our responsibility to make him a good human being who is connected to the mass with heart and would like to contribute to the society in many directions. This was the thinking. We were doing in that direction, JCRC was doing in that direction, and after I joined, we take up many initiatives and taken all these initiatives at a next level, so that now the students of JCRC are making their presence at global level.
Okay. Sir, my next question would be, what are some of the biggest challenges you see, both for higher education in general and for the college that you are the principal of, JCRC?
See, when you are talking to me today in the month of May 2021, at present the biggest challenge is how to provide the knowledge to the students through online mode, because due to this pandemic, physical classes and physical examinations are not taking place. This is the biggest challenge for each and every institution and university at national level, that the students are sitting at home. Fine. We are providing class notes through online mode. We are asking faculty members to perform their experiments and make the videos and upload all those videos on the website. Continuously, we are in touch with the students. We are talking to them. We are mentoring them. We are counseling them. Biggest challenge is we can provide them the knowledge online. Eye-to-eye contact is also important, and we are missing that.
Yes, sir.
Actually, when I am talking to you through online mode, yes, you can see me, I can see you, and whatever I wish to communicate to you, that is to be communicated to you through a good mean. But when we in India, we require an emotional and personal touch also.
Yes, sir.
We are like big brothers and we are like father figures, and we behave like that only. At present today is we pray that this particular situation, this pandemic, must be over. Lot of problems are there in the society. Because of that, you see 3,500 colleges wherein students are sitting at home are technical colleges. And if you look at the overall scenario, all the universities, approximately 20 lakh higher education students are sitting at home.
Yes, sir.
You cannot say that each and every student is having access of good technology. They don't have access of internet, proper bandwidth. This is the biggest challenge for India, that the Indian government must take the the connectivity, proper bandwidth connectivity across each and every household in each and every village. Then, second is, can we say that each and every student in India roads a higher education? Every parent can afford good quality a mobile phone, a smartphone, or a laptop for their kids. Providing education to the students through online mode is good, but I don't think so. More than 50% students are getting this in a better way. Like you asked, what we are doing for the students who are not able to, actually their household income is very low. We can provide them the scholarship, but when they are sitting at home, how to provide them the technology? This is the major challenge faced by everybody, whether it is JCRC or at national level. Government has to think that, okay, you are saying that go online, provide online education, but can you provide practical knowledge to the doctors and the engineers through online mode? They can only go through, they can only visualize. When doctors like they are not going close to the patients and working with the patients physically, or engineers, they are not able to work on the machines. They are not doing anything with their own hands. This is the biggest challenge.
Yes, sir.
How to provide practical knowledge to them? It is very much necessary. So this pandemic situation must end at a fast rate. Some action or some preventive measures are to be taken by everyone. Today, if you go through all the newspapers and the news channels, the people are saying what the government is doing. But nobody is saying that what we are doing, what I am doing. When we are going through the newspapers or the channels, we see that people are going to the market, they are not wearing the masks. They are not actually taking all the precautions provided by the government, and then criticizing government that the corona or this pandemic is spreading like anything. It is a mutual responsibility. This is the actual challenge today.
Okay. It was a very good and very insightful answer, sir. Coming back to my last question, so I would like to conclude this interview. So, do you have any suggestion that you would like to give to the current youth and the aspiring, students?
I want to give them the message that throughout their life, they will get many opportunities to learn. They can't say that during engineering or during any course of graduation, they have learned everything. Throughout their life, they will be learning. So don't worry if you are not able to get today, you will get tomorrow. Be happy, connected, positive minded, always be ready to learn, and the universe is yours. This is what my message is.
It was a very informative, very insightful, answer from your side, sir. And so and thank you so much for talking to us. It was a very informative interview, and
Thank you very much.
I myself personally got to learn a lot by talking to you. Yeah, that's it from my side, sir.
Thank you very much.